Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Pillar Sports. Today, we are going to be talking about Ryan Cherki as he is going to be moving what we are seeing right now to Manchester City. This is mind-blowing move and it's totally crazy because the move has started. The moves are getting a lot more tricky. You get me? It's getting a lot trickier and it's moving pretty fast. But before we get into this, we are going to be talking about Ryan Cherky, like I spoke about. We're going to be talking about John Garcia, the goalkeeper, moving to Barcelona. We are going to be talking about Constantino, Real Madrid, and PSG going for the kid. Of course, Ryan Cherky, we're going to be talking about the here we go from Manchester City to Tijjani Reijnders, and all these things are going to absolutely play a factor before we get into it. But without further ado, let's get into it. You get me? All right, welcome back, people. Welcome back, people. Like I said before, we are talking about Ryan Cherky to Manchester City. It is mad and it is hitting up. And first things first, we definitely have to talk about that. And with that saying, of course, we are going to go to the gurus. And the guru, of course, is Fabrizio Romano. And with Fabrizio Romano, we are going to basically check it out right now. And with that saying, it's basically understood that Manchester City and Ryan Cherky have reached an agreement for on personal terms, official bid for Manchester City to Olympic Lyonnais will be submitted in the next hours in order to advance after initial club to club talks started over the weekend. This is big news. Sorry guys, I am literally battling a cold. So you guys absolutely be patient with me. I appreciate that. But without illness or no illness, we get it. We have to go back and we have to give the transfer update. So Ryan Cherky, if you guys do not know, is so talented, has crazy talent for how much he's going to be sold. And in this situation, it is actually because Lyon are having a lot of financial issues. Lyon are having a lot of financial issues. In that case, that is why they are going to be selling Ryan Cherky for that small or that little of an amount. But trust me when I say this, Manchester City are going to be getting a talent. They are going to be getting a really good talent, and it's truly remarkable to even think about. That's one thing I would definitely tell you. It's remarkable to think about that Ryan Cherky will be going to Manchester City for around 25 to 35 million pounds. It's not. It is not because what he gets, we already saw what he did against Manchester United. You get me? We already saw what he did against Manchester United. So this is not a player to actually joke with. He's not a player to to sneeze at. And that's the thing about Ryan Cherky. He is so good, so talented, and I cannot even just wait to watch him in the Premier League. It's quite unfortunate that Manchester United decided not to go for him, but I understand why. Ryan Cherky going forward is a maestro. Going back and actually doing the defensive work is where things get a little bit murky for him. Um, and of course, we know the reported things like, oh, he has attitude problems. Now, I don't ever give too much attention to those particular situations because all those things are just, it tend to be lies for the most part. It tends to be lies. Oh my God, I'm really battling the cold. It tends to be lies. And so, um, the fact that Ryan Cherky is even touted by Manchester City and the likes of Hugo Vienna is trying to get him through the way. You know he's a talented player. You know he's that good of a player. You know that Pep has actually had the conversation and understands that all these situations are going to be played out crystal clear. It's not going to be a problem in my opinion. And that's why I'm like, okay, all right. So the next one we are going to be talking about Tijjani Reijnders. Because Tijjani Let me see. Did I do these things right? Da, da, da. Yeah. So swipe. All right. So Tijjani Reijnders. This is a big one in my opinion because this is the perfect replacement for the likes of Ike Gundogan. Manchester City have reached an agreement with AC Milan to sign Tijjani Reijnders, 55 million euros fixed fee plus bonuses. The 26-year-old midfielder to sign a 5-year contract. Dot International will still need to undergo medical before completing the move to AC Milan to Manchester City. Of course, this comes from Dave Ornstein, and if you guys know anything about Dave Ornstein, he is a tier one reporter that does his thing. He does his big one. He definitely knows everything that comes out of the sports world. So we definitely pay attention to whatever he says. And if you are not convinced enough, then you see the likes of Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano also came out and gave us his own updates for Tijjani Reinders. He says Tijjani Reinders to Manchester City is a here we go verbal agreement in place for Dutch midfielder to join Manchester City. Deal almost done since yesterday, as reviewed and now been finalized for a package of worth 70 million euros. Personal terms sealed days ago and formal steps to follow. Manchester City are putting their money where their mouth is. They're absolutely going to get it done. They definitely do not want to stay in the situation that they were in last season. I'm sorry, bruv. I am going through it, but I have to get through this. Um, they do not want to go through the situation that they have been going through, and so I think that's where you see the likes of Manchester City going to get Tijani. What do you call him? City going to get what's this dude's name again? There's the striker, Omar Mamouche, and stuff of that nature. So that's kind of one thing that we got to understand, and it's pretty good to even to think about. But it's impressive that City have the money and have the time after all this battle that they are battling for to actually go get him. Now, one thing that Chelsea has basically been is they absolutely fix their problems ASAP. They do not waste time whatsoever to do it. And then you look at this situation. You look at this situation here. Chelsea and AC Milan are not close on evaluation for Mike Maignan. AC Milan want around 30 million euros. Chelsea won't pay that as Chelsea value Mignon at 10 million, being out of contract in 2026. Chelsea won't wait longer than Monday as they are also happy for the four goalkeepers in the squad. Oh my God. Chelsea are definitely on one. They definitely want to absolutely get things done and get it done quickly. And so that's quite impressive in my opinion. For them to actually just go in and say, hey, this is what we want and this is what we are willing to offer, this is what it is, and actually put um a time frame in that situation. They literally put the time frame in that situation. But before we go any further, we have to talk about the subscriber counts. Of course, I appreciate every single person that watch our content here. However, we have about 96% of the people that watch the content has not subscribed yet. So please hit that subscribe button. It does wonders for our our YouTube page, and it does wonders for this account. It definitely tells YouTube that you love the account and you want the account to continue in this way. And I can promise that with your subscription, this content will only get better and better and better. Now to the likes of the young Argentinian talent who his name is very hard to pronounce. But we are basically looking at Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain are currently in a battle to get Franco Mastotuno. I hope I pronounced that right. PSG has have been in advanced talks with all parties involved for days, but still nothing signed or done. Real Madrid are in contact with the players' camp and working on it again. The one thing about this situation excuse me, is that Real Madrid, the player has always said that he loves and wants to be at Real Madrid. And so this is going to be a problematic scenario if we actually have him going to Real Madrid because Real Madrid at this point are just stockpiling players. They have stockpiled, what's his name? stockpiled Endrick, and it's quite disappointing because Endrick is such a superstar, and so why are you stockpiling these players? Stop stockpiling the players because it's like you're not giving them the opportunity to play, and all those things are affecting the mindset of the players. And so that's the problem with Real Madrid, honestly. Of course, we also have an exclusive interview with England under 21 who has signed a new contract with FA until 2027. Okay, so Leo Carsley signs a new contract. Now, to talk about John Garcia. John Garcia, if you guys do not know about this guy, sorry, excuse me. Oh, man, sorry, I'm going through it today. But John Garcia Don Garcia will become new backup player next week. Plan confirmed. Agreement done with goalkeeper. Excuse me. Oh, agreement done with goalkeeper in a 5-year deal. Accepted last week. Plus formal steps to follow. Barcelona informed Joe hmm, that the 25 pounds release clause will be paid to Espanyol next week. Here we go is coming soon. Now, this situation is quite tough in my opinion, because like, what would happen to Andre Ter Stegen? What will happen to Jonas Szczesny? All those things are the problem, because I think Barcelona are bringing this guy in for him to actually start, and they just signed Szczesny to a contract extension while signing Jean Garcia, while also having this guy on the books. So it's quite shocking. I don't understand what they are planning to do, but one thing I know for sure is Barcelona have definitely got the pull to actually do it. Now, whew, now let's look at somebody that I actually think I thought his career would have been dead because of his move to Al Hilal or Al Ali in Saudi, but he is back in Europe. So we are looking at Vega, Gabriel Vega to FC Porto. Here we go. Deal in place for initial transfer fee around 15 million pounds plus add-ons. Agreement on both player and club side will with I don't know how to pronounce these names. Al Ali, as Vega returns to Europe. Medical test booked. President Villas Boas closed the deal, and it's now done. So that's definitely good for them, man. That's definitely good for them. I can definitely tell you that because he's a talent, and I was shocked. He was also the person that Tony Cruz was like, "What a shame," when they announced that he was moving to Saudi because he's a young player, and as a young player, you would think this is the best time for you to just get your 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 feet on the ground when you are getting all the hypes and all the praise. But he chose to go to Saudi. But however, it's good to see that he's now back and ready to actually play for a team that would definitely battle for a lot of things. But guys, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this one. I know I've been battling a lot of cold right now, and so a lot of things are a little bit shifty, and I'm not in the top um, peak of my powers when it comes to streaming. However, I hope you guys liked it. Hit that comment down below about all the stories that we have given, and make sure you guys absolutely hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.